So the purpose of this video is to just give you a quick introduction to the genotyping tool that's available for members of the Flaviviridae family at the Virus Pathogen Resource. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Flaviviridae, and that will take me to the Flaviviridae page, where we can either go to the tool first by selecting the virus that we'd like to analyze, or just going directly to the tool under Browse All Tools. So over here, you would just scroll down to the bottom and click on Genotype and Recombination Detection. And this tool will allow you to classify the genotypes and subtypes of flaviviruses based on the genotype and subtype assignments made by the ICTV. And this basically works by inferring the subtype for a query sequence from its position by creating a reference tree. And if you'd like to find out a little bit more about that, you can look at the documentation for the different Flaviviridae genotyping tools. Or if you're interested in HCV, you can do that by clicking on the HCV documents, as well as the reference alignment and the reference tree that's used specifically for HCV, because the protocol we use for Hep C is a little bit different than the other viruses. So you can give your analysis a name over here, test 1, and there's a couple different ways that you can look at these sequences. You can either look at anything that you have saved in your own working sets by clicking on your workbench and choosing something from there. You can analyze custom sequences that you upload using your own FASTA file. Or if you just have something specific that you're interested in, you can just paste that in from your own data and sequencing project. So over here, I'm just going to paste in some sequences that I have for yellow fever viruses. And you can see over here under the select species option, you can select the type of virus that you're interested in typing. And we don't have all of them available, all the arboviruses, but we do have the most common ones, including dengue, Zika, St. Louis encephalitis, and other encephalitis viruses, and yellow fever virus. So I'm going to click on that, and I can go ahead and click on Run. If it's a small analysis, you can just wait for it. If you prefer to save it to your workbench and come back and look at it later, you can do that as well. Or if you're really running a really big data set, you can click on request notification and input your email address to have the system notify you as soon as your job is done. Okay, so here we can see the results of this genome that we submitted, which comes back as the West Africa genotype 1. So if you go ahead and click on View the phylogenetic tree, this will open up a page where you can load the archaeopteryx tool so that you can directly visualize where your genome falls with respect to the other reference genomes in this tree. So over here is the genome that I input, and over here you can see marked 1, 5, 4, 3, and 2. So clearly ours groups with lineage 5 in this tree. So going back to the results page, you can also choose to download your input alignment as a FASTA file. You can download the output tree as a Newick file, as well as the subtype assignment just as a TSV file, which will give you the results. And this is quite handy, especially if you have a lot of genomes that are submitted at the same time. And finally, you can also just save your analysis in your workbench. So I hope you found this useful, and thank you for listening.